Hey there, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you're watching this from. And this is going to be a talk on motivating and inspiring other people. All right, so the reason why I wanted to do this talk is because actually I found it fascinating, really, how, you know, us as human beings can impact other human beings easily, sometimes very in a very simple manner. Even without trying, you could impact somebody's life. You can motivate them, you can inspire them to be something or be something great or do something great in their lives, even without really trying, even by just living out your day. So that really struck me because sometimes even I, fall out of inspiration and fall out of motivation sometimes. But when I see other people, they don't have to talk to me, even person living their lives, having living their best lives despite the setbacks that they have, because, despite the challenges that they have. Because let's face it, I mean, nobody's life is perfect, right? Everybody goes through struggles, everybody goes through pain. But I admired and what inspired me by looking at people who look successful and all that is that despite the struggles, the pains, the sorrows of this world, they didn't let that they didn't let those things pull them down, and they didn't let themselves end up miserable. They rose up from that and they became successful. And now, despite their life still not being as perfect as they want it to be, they're happy with it. And that inspires me to, like, chase after my dream, go after this, go after that, make videos like this. Because the one thing that they kept doing is that they kept doing it. They kept quote unquote hustling, and eventually they made it to something. And that's why I continue to do this stuff, and I continue to do that because I'm inspired by these people, because they inspire me and they motivate me to do this stuff because they show me that it's possible. And just by living, just by doing them, just by doing what they like to do and all that, they show people that it's possible to actually do something that you love for a living, and and chasing after your dream is worth it. They show you, they show me, they show us, as us, the audience, that it's possible. And so, yeah, that's why I wanted to make this talk, because I believe that each and every one of us, not only those famous people get the chance to do something like that, not only like the billionaires get the chance to do something like that, because at some point in time, those famous people, those billionaires, started at a point where we are right now, where we're students studying, where we're people who are working with, a basic salary, like that. They all started somewhere like that, and somehow, some way, they ended up to where they are right now, which is billionaires, famous people, actors, all of this stuff. And I guess they were just inspired and motivated because they wanted to prove something. That's the first thing I wanted to touch on this talk. Most of the time, the reason why famous people become famous people and actually succeed in life is because they have something to prove. They have a chip on their shoulder every single day that they wake up. They have the chip on their shoulder, they have that weight they carry, and they just want to prove themselves to whoever it is, the world, their doubters, their haters, their family, their friends, even to themselves. I mean, if you want to prove to yourself that you can do the certain thing, you can achieve, you can be successful in life, and you're not a failure. Because let's face it again, I mean, all of us wants to be successful in life, right? Nobody wants to be a failure. It sucks really, but yeah, you know just that's the number one. You have the need to prove something. And I guess, I guess that's the thing that keeps us pushing forward, getting better, trying to progress, trying to be better as a person, as in your craft, in your job, in the way you speak and the way you act, the way you behave, the way you present yourself, because you want to prove to yourself, you want to prove to other people that I am capable, I am confident, I am awesome at what I do, I am awesome as a person. Like you are awesome as a person, something like that, you know. Because if we all are, I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason why, some of us think of us as useless, some of us think of us as talentless, us think of us as dumb, is because, those people never get the chance to, or never got the chance to show their talents, because each and every one of us, I believe, has a talent. I mean, if you see talent shows like AGT, BGT, PGT, all these stuff, there's the talents are not just singing, dancing, magic, all of these stuff. It's other stuff as well. It's dangerous acts. It's silly things as well. But all of us have a talent, and one thing I know for sure is that all of us can learn a skill. You know, I mean, there's sites like Skillshare, all that, online courses as well for you to learn. And I'm pretty sure that if you're passionate and if you love doing something or if you want to learn a skill so badly, you'll do it definitely because you're you're just amped up. You're just amped up. You're hyped. You're ready. You're motivated to do this. You're like, I'm gonna learn this skill. I'm gonna destroy this. I'm gonna be the best at this to my ability, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to make this work. You're gonna be like that with stuff that you're passionate about, with stuff that you're so motivated to do. So that's number one. Yeah, again, it's still a point number one, which is you have to prove something. And I do believe that all of us at some point when we start out, in life, we have something to prove, whether it's in school, whether it's in work, whether it's in hobby, it's just our life itself, or us in general as a person. We all have something to prove. And I kid you not, when you, I mean, I haven't reached a point of, that, but I'm praying like the day that, but I know that when the day you reach that point where you have nothing else to prove based on your skill, the person you are, how you dress, how you act, how you behave, how you interact with people, how you work, when you do not have anything to prove anymore to anybody because they see it, they don't need to question you. That is an amazing feeling because it's not only because, other people know how great you are, but it's something that, like I said, you have to prove something to yourself, right? So when you prove that thing to yourself, especially, you gain this this otherworldly amount of confidence in yourself that, you're like, yeah, I know what I can do. I know my capabilities. I'm not doubting what I can do anymore. And at some point, when you prove it to yourself, and when you gain that confidence, you would stop comparing yourself to others as well. And that's number two that I wanted to touch on this. The one reason why people are so demotivated at times is and so uninspired at times to do things is because they always believe that there's someone better than them. There's always someone better than them. There's always someone who's gonna be, more successful than them in their craft, in their field of work. And that's true. I mean, all of us can learn a skill and all that because we are humans, so we learn and all that. But at the same time, not all of us have the same learning capacity. Not all of us have the same thinking process. Some of us take a longer time than others. And all in all, it's just about success. Success takes a while for some people, and success comes with a snap of a finger for some people as well. It's all about timing again. But yeah, that's why some of us feel discouraged when we try to be successful, when we try to learn things, and we try to, feel motivated to do stuff, is because we know we're gonna get compared to somebody at some certain point in life. Somebody's gonna compare us to someone who's gonna be like, that person is better than you, that person is more skilled than you, that person is more successful than you in this field, this person is this and that better than you. But and it's honestly draining and it's kind of, really annoying. But like I said, going back to my point, when you reach that point of I have nothing else to prove to myself. I know my capabilities. I know what I can do. I know what I can achieve. I know my talents. I know my skills. I know who I am as a person, and I'm gonna get this done. My way. I'm gonna get this done my way. When you finally have that confidence and that mindset, even if people compare you to somebody else, you're not gonna care because you'll be like, okay, that person's better than me, but I know how I work and I'm fine with it. I don't need to be someone else. I don't need to copy someone else. Their success is their success. They do what they had to do to get there, and I'm doing what I have to do to get to my goal. You know, that's the thing. Each and every one of us has a different goal, so that's why I know it's gonna happen. People are gonna compare you to so many people, but you just have to deal with it. It's gonna take time to adjust, but I'm telling you, just prove to yourself and just do you, you know, work your way up to that level. And when you reach that confidence, you wouldn't care at all if anybody compared you to this one because you know yourself and you know your capabilities. That's number two. And number three, I guess, the way we get inspired, going back to number one again, is that we see other people and that inspires us. And that also triggers self motivation because you see them and you're like, I want to get better. Like, not for myself, but I see somebody who's like the same age as me, who's similar field of work, who's this, that, who's come from the same family background, and he or she did it, so why can't I? So you're like that, and then it doesn't click right away. You don't get motivated right away, but you think about it for some days, and you'll be like, I have this thing that I really like doing, or I have this thing that I'm really good at. Why don't I try to make it a living? Why don't I try to make it something that I can do for a living and earn for a living? And then you start the process, and then seeing other people succeed in what they like to do just motivates you, and you keep telling yourself that I'll be there someday. I'll make it to that point of life someday, something like that. And then you keep working and working and working, and eventually, in due time, because as I said, everybody has their timing and everybody has their timing as well on when they'll be successful. But in due time, when you reach that peak, it's an amazing feeling. And it's all thanks to somebody else succeeding because they made you want to succeed as well because you saw how they felt when they reached the top. You saw, the relief that they felt, the the confidence, the happiness that they felt that all of their hard work paid off. You know that it's not easy, but the payoff to when you finally do it, when you succeed, when you reach the finish line to the thing that you're building to, when you see it all unfold, the payoff is amazing. And it just goes to show that, you know, whatever you do, as long as, you know, you're passionate about it, you love it, you breathe, eat, sleep it, you know. Quotes from my manager, in when she was trying to motivate us to do sales and all that internship that I'm doing right now. But then, yeah, as long as you eat, breathe, sleep it, in the words of manager, Ate Eileen, yeah, she says that if you eat, breathe, sleep sales, you're gonna be amazing at it because you're all about sales. So that's the thing. It's the same thing with anything that you do in life. If you're all about that, you're gonna succeed no matter what. So I mean, and it's all in terms of your point of view. What success is in your point of view. Is it gaining a lot of money? Is it being the best at what you do? Is it reaching the top? Is it being one of the top five people in the world? Is it being one of the top five best people in your craft in the world? It's all up to you. But at some point, you are gonna reach that peak, and yeah. Anyways, going to I think the fourth and final thing of the stock, which is how do we really inspire people, and how does this one, how does that really help, and how does it really motivate us to this one? Well, like I've said, I mean, I'm sounding like a broken record right now, but then, seeing other people succeed, it just makes you want to succeed because, you know, all of us have that drive, that goal to achieve, that stepping stone, that milestone that we want to cross, or we want to do, or want to achieve, you know, and sometimes we don't have the self motivation that we need. So we need to look at it as an external force. We need to look at external factors such as other people, as motivation. And I guess how you can inspire people and how you can motivate people to do the thing. I mean, you can talk to them, you can motivate them, give them inspirational, speeches, talks, and all that. But I think the best way to do it is just by you pursuing your passion, you just doing you, you know, building your confidence up, building your skill up, building you as a person up to the point where, you know, you know yourself the best, your capabilities the best, and you know you can get things done successfully in a successful way and an efficient way by just doing what you do. So yeah, and I guess if people see that, they'll be like, "Wow, this man or this woman is so amazing at his or her, hobby, craft, skill," and they'll look at you as an inspirational, model. How same way as how you looked up to those people who inspired you to be the best that you can be. And so yeah, that's all for this talk, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and hope you have a great day. Bye bye.